guys, hope you all are faring well. I feel like every time I ask someone how they are, their answer is, I'm hanging in there. So I hope you're hanging in there at least. I hope many of you are doing better than that, finding gifts in very small things that we might not have thought about before. Today's workout is in honor of this quarantine that we're all finding ourselves in. So in this situation, we're finding that we're having to make the most out of what we have. So for today's workout, we are going to use something that we all hopefully have in at least some supply, which is canned goods. So I'm going to be using 2 cans, and we're going to be using them for arm weights and also for later on for a little bit of leg strengthening or hamstring strengthening. So my canned goods are low sodium black beans. P.S. I don't even like black beans. I just have to tell you, I was at the grocery store a week ago and there was not a bean to be found in the bean aisle, which who knew that in the middle of a quarantine that the thing that you're going to really want to make sure you have are beans. So when I was at the grocery store yesterday, I noticed that beans were in great quantity, so I figured I better just, stock up because apparently beans are a staple of quarantining. So I might not ever eat the black beans, but I'll certainly use them in the workout today. So we're going to, I'm just going to tell you that as you begin to use the weights, if at any point using the weights puts you in a place that's hurting your neck, first try to connect the back of your shoulder blade to the back of your arm. Make sure you're not letting that weight hang out there unsupported, because then you will find that kind of throwing yourself into your neck. And if it still bothers your neck, put the weights away. You don't have to use anything in order to get a workout on the mat. As you know, as long as you keep those arms firm from the back of your shoulder blade hugging into the back of your arm all the way through 5 fingers, firm arms like a piece of steel, your arms will get stronger, you will get stronger, you will get a workout. So having said all of that, let's go ahead and lower ourselves down onto the mat, centering yourself to the top and bottom and left to right. You can set your weights off on either side of your body, and then we won't use them right at the beginning. We're going to start the way we start always, which is just aligning ourselves in space, thinking about our hip points, our knees, and our heels being in one line. Letting the backs of our heads be centered on our body, nice and long, our necks being nice and long, collarbone wide, all 5 fingers pressing into the mat. So we'll start first with a couple of pelvic tilts. You'll press your lower back down, and then you'll pull your tailbone down to lift your lower back up. And when you do this, feel your heels kind of asymmetrically pulling towards the back of your tailbone as your lower back lifts up off the mat. And then press your lower back down again, and then pull your lower back up off the mat, press your tailbone down, pull your heels in asymmetrically towards your back of your pelvis. And one more time, press your lower back down. Release the lower back, let your spine settle in as close to a neutral position as you can find today. So your 2 hips, your 2 pubic bones on one plane. And you can take your hands and kind of double check there. Then from here, you're going to reach your hands up towards the ceiling, firm up your arms. So from the back of your shoulder blades through all 5 fingers, your arms are firm. And then reach your hands away. See if you can do that and keep your collarbone wide. And then plug your arms into the sockets and widen your collarbone even more. And 2 more times, reach, and then lower your shoulder blades into the mat and allow your collarbone to get wider. And one more time, reach, 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 and then feel your shoulder blades connect to the mat, feel your collarbone get wider. Preparing for your 100. Reach your right leg and then your left leg into tabletop if your legs are in tabletop for the 100. And then lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat against the reach of your fingertips. Pull your abs in one direction. Reach your tailbone away. Look at your belly button. Begin to pump your arms. Inhale deeply for 5. And exhale all the air out. We're going to do this 9 more times. And inhale. And exhale. Find your working level. So if your legs are up, they're up. You're reaching through the tips of your toes, the tips of your fingertips. The crown of your head is reaching towards your knees. Continue your breathing. You guys can count. I can't. So we're going to work to what you feel is 100, inhaling and exhaling. If you want to explore that range of motion by reaching through your toes, you can do that. Not necessary. You can just keep your legs where they started. Keep working on the abs, pulling in and up, collarbone staying nice and wide, and finding your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Shh. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhaling. Exhaling all the air out. And once you have done that, lower your head down to the mat. Lower your feet down to the mat. Turn your head to the right. And turn your head to the left. Then bring your head back to the center. If your legs are extended long, bend your knees into a bent knee position. Otherwise, keep your knees where they are, preparing for the half roll up. Hug your inner thighs together. By way of your abs, pull your knees into tabletop. Place your hands right behind your thighs. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Nice wide elbows. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Stay right here for the first 2. We're going to roll up. We're going to loosen up that lower back. So you're going to inhale at the top. You're going to hollow out your lower abs, but see if you can keep your collarbone nice and wide. So you'll almost make what looks like a figure 6. You'll pull your abs in to roll halfway back. Your arms will be fully extended, not holding on for dear life here. Use your abs, not your arms. Pull your abs in and lift yourself up, up, up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll back for me here. Hang here. Take a nice deep inhale. Lift your abs in more. Exhale, roll yourself all the way up. This time for me, please reach for your canned goods and bring the canned goods near your feet. Lift your feet up and place 1 can underneath each arch, keeping your knees still in line with your hips. So you might have to move your hips around a little bit. So putting the canned goods underneath your arches destabilizes you, because now the part of you that's connected to what was connected to the mat is now on something that has roll to it. So you're going to really want to put your work into your abs. So you're going to take a nice deep inhale here for me, hollow out your abs, roll off your sit bones. Feel like there's little suction cups right on the arch of your feet onto the can. Pull your abs in more. Exhale, pull yourself up, up, up. 1 more like this. Hollow out your abs and lift yourself up, 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 up. From here, moving on, you can stay right here if this is your level. Otherwise, extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Keep reaching through your toe, hug your inner thighs together, roll halfway back. Pull your abs in, reach into that long leg, lift yourself up. Put that foot down onto the can, extend the opposite leg, reconnect your inner thighs, roll back, and lift yourself up, 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 up. Put both feet down, the right leg goes up again. You press back, you roll back, you lift yourself up, up, up. And 1 more time to the opposite side. Double check that the cans haven't rolled away. Remember, we're making the best of it. Roll back for me here. Lift yourself up, 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 up. Put your feet onto the can. Lower yourself all the way back down to the mat. Perfect. Scoot your feet in and bring the cans a little closer to you. And then take the cans and place them right underneath the palms of your hands, preparing for your 1-leg circles. So I want you to press your palms of your hands firmly into the can so that you feel the back of your arms, your triceps engaged. Draw your right leg into tabletop, extend it up to the ceiling. With your hands up on the cans, again, we're going to be a little less stable because the piece of us that usually presses into the mat is now pressing into a less stable surface. You're going to work your top leg across, around, and up. Keep pressing your arms in or your hands into those cans. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Now let's reverse that all the way around and up. And 4. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. Either put your leg into tabletop and extend the leg out to switch feet, or scissor switch your feet. You're going to flex the foot that's long, if it's long, and point the toe up towards the ceiling. Reconnect your shoulder blades in 5 in each direction. And here's 4. And here's 3. And here's 2. And here's 1. Now let's go the other direction, around and up. And here's 4. Here's 3. Here's 2. Here's 1. Extend that leg long for me. Take the hands up to the ceiling. We're going to do a roll up. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Peel your spine up, all the way up. Once you're here, bend your knees. Take the cans right in front of your shins. Hug your heels together. Find your half roll back position. We're going to go right into rolling like a ball. You're going to press your lower back down. You're gonna lift your spine right back up. Your challenge is not to move your pelvis, whoops, on the way back up, 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 up. And 3 to go. And up. And 2. And up. And 1. And up. Put your feet down or keep your legs in tabletop. Place your palms up towards the ceiling. Lower your lower back down, your middle back down, your shoulders and your head. Place the hands down onto the hands. Bring your knees into tabletop, preparing for your ab series. Before we do that, let's just give our lower back a little bit of a break. So bring your feet down to the mat and then move the hands out of the way. Drop your legs over to one side, stretching that whole side of your body. Then bring your legs back to the center. Drop your legs over to the other side, stretching the opposite side, the other hip area, back to the center. Preparing for your ab series. The first in your series, you guys all know, is single leg stretch. So for a single leg stretch, you're going to take the palms of your hands up to the ceiling. You'll lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. You'll float your hands right above your hip level. Bring your knees into tabletop. Draw your right knee in, press your left leg away, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch for 3 more, and 2, and 1. Bend your knees into tabletop, lower your arms down, lower your head down, lower your feet down. Change the angle, or excuse me, change the direction of your hands. So your hands now are palm down onto the mat. Take your thumb and wrap it around the back of the can. Then you're gonna bring your knees back into tabletop, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, bend your elbows. This is just like coordination for our double leg stretch. Press your hands straight out, press your legs out, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Press out, bend knees, bend elbows. 3 more, press, bend knees, bend elbows. 2 more, press, knees, and elbows. Last one, press, knees, elbows. Rest your head, lower your feet down towards the mat. Change the position of your palms. So now that your palms are open towards the top of your body. Bring your knees back into tabletop, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Straighten your arms and legs, bend your knees, bend your elbows, or actually make your bicep work harder than it needs to. Flex your biceps, and 3 more, knees and elbows, and 2, knees and elbows, and 1, knees and elbows. Rest your feet down, take your hands down, turn your head to the right, and turn your head to the left. Perfect. Moving into scissors. Bring your knees into tabletop. Extend your hands straight up towards the ceiling. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Let those weights be right over your shoulders. Extend your legs up to the ceiling. Reach your right leg towards that can and pulse it once, twice, and switch. And pulse, pulse, and switch. And pulse, pulse. And pulse, pulse. And pulse, pulse. And pulse, pulse. Let your arms be nice and firm. Remember, pieces of steel. Last one on the left, last one on the left. Bend your knees, put your head down, put your arms down, and then lower your feet down to the mat. Moving on to lower legs, put one of your weights aside, and if you'd like to actually increase the resistance of your legs coming up and down, you can put the can good right between the arch of your feet. Then from here, if you support your spine, lift your spine here to take care of that, and place your hands right on your 2 hands in a triangle position. Otherwise, your arms are right next to you on the mat. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Careful with the can. If you drop it on your face, my liability insurance says it's not my fault. Alrighty, so you're going to hug those arches into the can. You're going to lower your legs down for 3, for 2, for 1. Reach longer into your pelvis. Lift your legs back up. Lower for 3, lower for 2, lower for 1. Reach up. 2 more like this. 3 and 2 and 1 and reach. And last one. 3 and 2 and 1 and reach. Take a break if you need to. If not, lower down and 1. Lift up for 3. Lift 2. Stick your butt out on 1 and 3 more. Lower and 3 and 2 and 1. Last 2. Keep pulling those abs in and up. And last 1. Bend your knees. Take the can out from your arches. Put your knees back in tabletop. Lower your hands. Lower your feet. We're going to skip crisscross. You are welcome. Go ahead and grab the weights with one in each hand for me, please. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling for another roll up, moving on to spine stretch forward. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Reach through your heels a lot. Peel your spine all the way up. And once you're here, lift the crown of your head. Put the weights down for me, please. Place your hands in front of you, shoulder height, shoulder width. Stack your spine, lift up out of your hip sockets, lift yourself off your sit bones. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, dive your chin towards your chest, reach the crown of your head towards your toes. Pull your abs away from the reach of your fingertips. Keep lifting out of your sit bones. Then inhale, stack your spine from top to bottom. Exhale, keep the lift. Inhale again. Exhale, lift everything up and over like there's a big, huge can right here that you're trying to reach over. Then inhale, lift your spine, lift the crown of your head, exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, lift your abs, reach up and over, keep reaching towards your toes and reaching and reaching and reaching. Then inhale, lift your spine one vertebra at a time. Allow yourself to relax your hip flexors, your quads, and your hamstrings. Then reach for your cans, working on to saw. Reach your hands about up to a T, into a T or a little bit more narrow than a T into a Y. We're going to twist your spine to the right. Reach the can in your right hand towards your right pinky toe. Reach the left hand backwards. Reach the cans away from each other. Reach your right hip away for 3 and 2 and 1. Come up in your twist. Bend your elbows. Twist to the opposite side. Right hand reaches back. Left hand reaches forward. Left hip reaches back. 2 and 1. Come up in your twist, bend your elbows, and reach for 3. Keep pulling that opposite hip back. 2 and 1. Up in your twist, come back to the center. Last time, reach for 3, reach for 2, reach for 1, reach your spine up, bend your elbows, come back to the center. Bring your feet together, place your hands in front of you, palms up. Curl your tailbone, reach through your heels, lower your spine down, lower back, middle back, shoulders, and head. Take your hands, place them at the top of your mat. Turn yourself over onto your stomach for a little extension work, a little swan. So to set ourselves up for swan, we're going to use the cans here. I'd like you to place your cans in line with your arm, with your forearms, and place your forearms right on the can. Then let your legs be long behind you. Your hips, your knees, and your heels should all be in the same line. Then let your foreheads touch your mat. Hug your inner thighs towards each other, even if they don't touch. Press all 10 toenails into the mat. Lift your abs. Feel like you're pulling your thigh bones right up into your hip socket, so your back half of your body is active. Then from here, by way of your shoulder blades, pull your shoulder blades away from your ears. Roll those cans towards you with straight arms. Pull your heart forward and up. Then lift longer out of your waistline as you roll those cans away, all the way back down. Again, abs are in and up, thighs are active. Pull your abs in, roll those cans back to you with straight arms, and then lift longer out of your waist to roll everything away. And one more time, make sure your collarbone is wide. Feel the connection of your arms onto your shoulder blades. Pull the hands in for me. Lift your heart. Pull your legs a little close together. Keep the lift of your heart. Bend your right knee for single leg kick. Reach your heel towards your butt. Kick it once and twice. Press your toe away. And the left side. Kick, kick, and press away. And kick, kick, and press away. And kick, kick, and press away. One more to the right. And one more to the left. Place your 10 toes down onto the mat. Roll the cans all the way away. Sit back onto your heels. Give yourself a little rest pose, please. And then bring your hands over to one side of your mat. Pull the opposite hip back. And then reach your hands over to the other side of the mat. Pull the opposite hip back. Then bring yourself back to a seated position. Lower yourself all the way back onto your back for me, please. Find your weights and pull them down and let them just rest over near your hips. So moving from here into a little shoulder bridging. So you're going to align your hips, your knees, and your heels. Press your whole arm into the mat and let your arm feel like it's connected through all 5 fingers. And we're going to start our shoulder bridge the way we started our class today, which is pressing your lower back down, then thread your tailbone up, thread the back of your pelvis up, let your waist lift, keep reaching your knees away, and keep pulling your heels back towards your tailbone. Open your collarbone, and then roll your spine down like you're rolling away from your chin. The top of your spine, the middle of your spine, the curve of your spine. Let the back of your pelvis land and let your tailbone land. Let your heels kind of pull towards your bum to kind of lengthen your spine. Let's do this one more time. The weight is into all 4 corners of both of your feet. Press your lower back down. Thread your tailbone up. Thread your waist up. Widen your collarbone. Reach your fingers in one direction and your shoulder blades in the opposite direction. Take an inhale at the top and then lower the top of your spine down. As you're exhaling now, the middle of your spine down, the curve of your spine down, and let your pelvis come to rest. Find yourself as close to neutral as you can be. So from here, you're going to take these cans and you're going to place them one underneath each foot. Remember, when we're on those cans, suddenly that connection we had with the mat, suddenly it becomes a little bit less stable. So you're really going to have to turn on the backs of those legs. This will be somewhat familiar if you guys did the foam roller workout. This will be somewhat familiar to the foam roller feeling. So you're going to press your lower back down, press into the arches of your feet to lift your tailbone up, lift your waist up, lift your hips, open your collarbone. Perfect. Now keep your feet where they are. Lower the top of your spine down. Lower the middle of your spine down. Lower the curve of your spine down. Let your pelvis land. Let yourself find neutral. Moving on from here, you can stay with this, or we're going to move those feet out from underneath us a little bit once we've gotten to the top of our bridge. No need for you to do it if that's not where you are today. Meet your body where it is today. So we're going to start by our bridge. You're going to press your lower back down. You're going to lift your hips up. You're going to lift your waist up. Reach your knees in one direction, your thighs in one direction, your heels and your abs in the opposite direction. Make sure all of your arm feels connected to the mat. Press the heels away, pull the can in. Press the can away, pull the can in, roll it away, and roll it in. 2 more times, you roll it away. Keep lifting those hips and in. Last one out and in. Now you're going to keep your heels stable. Roll the top of your spine down. Roll the middle of your spine down. Keep reaching your tailbone away to find a little extra length. And let your pelvis find neutral. Perfect. At the bottom, we're going to just double check that our feet are in the right position and that our cans have not wandered off from one side to the other. And we're going to make sure, you want to make sure they're kind of horizontal so that they don't roll you kind of out of line with your body. So you can stay with the first shoulder bridging position. You can stay with the second position, which is pressing those heels away. Or now we're going to move this to the third position, which is one leg at a time, rolling away with the opposite leg lifted up towards the ceiling. So here we go. Pick your poison. Press your lower back down. Lift your tailbone up. Lift the back of your waist up. Reach your knees away. Make sure all 5 fingers of both of your hands are connected to the mat. Your back of your arm should be active. Keep your left foot where it is. Bring your right foot, lean into tabletop, point the toe up to the ceiling. Let the leg be right over your hip. Keeping that leg reaching towards the ceiling, you're going to press your left heel away and pull it in. And 4 more and in, and 3 more and in. Here's your last 2. Last one, pull it in, put your right foot down, roll the top of your spine down, the middle of your spine down, the curve of your spine, let the back of your pelvis land, feel yourself in neutral. Double check that the cans are in the right place. You can tell when they've kind of rolled off a center. We're going to do this one more time with the opposite leg. So pick your poison. Again, straight bridging with your feet pulling out and in, or now one leg at a time with the left leg extended to the ceiling. Press your lower back down, peel your lower back up, your waist up, widen your collarbones, press all 5 fingers into your mat. Keep the arch of your foot pushing into the right hand. Extend your left leg up to the ceiling. You'll feel a stretch in the back of that hamstring after what you've just done. Now roll the right leg away, pull it in. Roll the right heel away and pull it in. Keep lifting the hip of the left side. 2 more and in, and 1 more and in. Keep the right foot where it is, bend the left. Put both feet onto the cans. Keep the cans stable. Peel your spine down, top, middle, curve, back of your pelvis. Feel yourself restored back into that neutral spine. Bring your knees into tabletop, and let's actually give the backs of those legs a little stretch. So now you're going to push those cans away a little bit. Put both feet down onto the mat. Reach your right leg up to the ceiling. Place your hands behind your thighs, and then you're going to bend your knee a little. Imagine that can is on your arch. Push the can up to the ceiling a lot, and bend a little, and push it up a lot, and 1 more like that. Then keep the leg long, keep the hip nice and heavy. Draw the leg in towards you and release it. And draw it in towards you and release it. And last time, let the leg hang here for a second. Work your your tailbone further from the crown of your head. And then put that foot down onto the mat and bring the opposite leg into tabletop. And then you're going to reach the heel up towards the ceiling and bend the knee a little. And reach up, 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 and bend the knee a little. Again, imagine that you're stacked or you're balancing that can right on the arch of your foot. So you're just going straight up and bending the knee a little. Now straighten the leg and draw the leg in towards you and release. And 2 more times towards you and release. And last time, please, towards you and release. Perfect. Then put that foot down onto the mat. And then you're going to rock yourself up to a seated position. Grab your hands. And we're going to finish off on the mat with a little teaser work. So a teaser is a combination of your half roll back with your full roll up. It's basically a moving roll up. So we're going to start without the cans. You're going to start with both feet onto the mat. You're going to reach your hands on the high diagonal, and you're going to roll off your sit bones to roll halfway back, just stretching out that lower back. Then you're going to lift yourself up, 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 up. And 1 more time like that, halfway back, and then reach up, 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 up. Now you're going to grab the cans. Take the cans into your hands, palms are forward, collarbone is wide. You're moving your spine because you're moving your lower abs. Reach your navel towards your spine, pull your abs in and up to reach back, reach through the cans, reach yourself and lift your spine up, up, up. Stay here. Keep your knees connected, extend your right leg up towards the ceiling. It will stretch your hamstring while you're here, people. Lower your lower back down, lift yourself up, 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 up. Switch feet. The left leg reaches. You rock back, keep reaching through the toe of your extended leg, lift up, 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 up. If this is where you are, continue with that. Otherwise, bring your knees into tabletop. You're going to keep reaching through your hands, reaching your hands in one direction. Hollow out your abs, roll back till your waistline touches the mat. Keep your feet where they are. Lift your spine, reach through your hands. 1 more like that. You roll back. You lift up, 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 up. If this is where you are, stay here. Otherwise, roll all the way back. And then put your feet down, no matter where you are. Put the weights down. Lower your head down to the mat. Turn your head to the right, center, and turn your head to the left and center. Keeping the cans into your hands, flip your palms towards the ceiling. Bring your knees into tabletop. Moving on to the first opportunity to try teaser 1. You're going to float your hands off of the mat. You'll feel this in the back of your arms. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Extend your legs. Reach through your toes. Reach through your hands. Peel your spine up towards your legs. Then keep reaching through your hands. Keep reaching through your toes. Pull your abs away from your thighs as you lower your lower back down, your middle back down. Finish with your knees in tabletop. Lower your arms, lower your head. Moving on here from teaser 1 to full teaser. You're gonna lift your head, neck, and shoulders, float your hands, float your legs all the way out. Roll your spine up towards your legs. Now keep reaching through your hands. We're going to lower our eyes and our toes all the way down till we're 1 inch off the mat. Your eyes and your toes, your eyes and your toes. Keep reaching through your toes, keep reaching through the hands. Once you're hovering off the mat, reach through your hands more. Peel your spine back up, lift your heart, and all the way down to the mat. Reach through your legs, lengthen your legs away, pull your abs away from your legs as they lower all the way back down. Once you're down, let your heels land, let your head land, let your arms come to rest onto the mat. Well done, you guys. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Put the weights off to one side. We're going to come up to a standing position. Find your wall, and we're going to bring our hands with us. Sorry, guys. Have to bring my